Let's move to the next team, which is the Delhi Capitals. And Delhi, of course, still reeling from the loss of their captain, Rishabh Pant, who's obviously not going to be in the mix, playing active cricket for a while now, recovering from his accident. And who they've got? They've got a new captain now. Well, not a new captain. He's a winning captain, remember. David Warner has lifted the trophy with Hyderabad in 2016. So obviously he was, the first choice for captain. Akshar is still vice captain like he was last year. So David Warner right up there. But that batting as well, that batting looks pretty solid. And the reason is because Akshar, certainly the batter in the last 12 months, has shown new colours. Mitchell Marsh, with the kind of batting that he's been doing of late. Sarfaraz in the last 12 months as well. Prithvi Shaw, suddenly, and I know you're going to come to the Mitchell Marsh point in just a second. But if you just look at where their batters are right now, going into this tournament, and the fact that there is David Warner towards the dusk of his career, who might have a little point to prove as well, because suddenly the last one-day international, they got him back into the team and played him at 3. That's small things, but they got to hurt, man. Just a little bit. You're like, okay, maybe you're on your way out, buddy, because maybe we've got younger people to fill your seats, but you've always just seen David Warner as the opener for Australia. See him bat at 3 was so weird.
Also, he's a fighter. That's the point. David Warner is best when his back is to the wall and he's got a point to prove, and people have dropped him or something's happened. He will come out storming.
Yeah.
He's that kind of a kid. He's like, and I think this team is like that. If they put it together, my only question with this team is, whose team is it?
Yeah.
And the reason I say so is that, okay, Rishabh Pant is out. Okay. So David Warner will be captaining. Now, Ponting, Warner, they know each other, they have a relationship. Now you have Saurav for the first time has now come as director of cricket. Okay, and in fact, the new keeper that they had to get in for Rishabh Pant, he's just gotten Abhishek Purit. Now, my thing is that one of these two people will be running it.
Yeah.
If Saurav leaves Ponting to run it and they run it as they did, I think it's a very successful team, and I think this team has a really good chance.
Very good point. Very good point, because it's very difficult to keep Saurav. Saurav's, we use the word Kida.
Yeah.
Saurav is not a Kida. Saurav is a mega Kida about the game. He'll know every little thing. He'll want to be involved in everything. And I don't say from a negative point of view, he just loves being in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
But you've got a Ponting, you've got a Warner. Now you can't have a triangle running.
You can't have a triangle.
Yeah.
So that is the key. I'm just looking at that side and thinking of the pressure on Warner. Because Rishabh Pant leaves a big hole in there because he's the Indian batter.
Yeah.
Now you take out one Indian batter. You've got Prithvi Shaw. Go on. Sarfaraz started out his career as a very impish batter for RCB, and has gone on to become one of our best red ball, long format batters.
Yes, batters, easy.
He's not become the white ball batter that we thought he would become. Now he's got to go back to being the RCB Sarfaraz again. Is he going to keep wickets?
He has to. Or they have to play Phil Salt.
But now if they play Phil Salt, look what happens. I mean, they've got to play in place of Rishabh, either Yash Dhul or Manish Pandey.
Yeah.
They've got to play one of those two.
I like Yash Dhul, huh?
Correct?
Yeah.
I like the fact that they told Yash Dhul, sorry, we won't pick you on the Delhi side unless you open the batting. He said, "Theek hai, then hit 200.
Yeah.
So I like that attitude by Yash Dhul, and everyone has spoken to said, "Who's under 19 team hai na, ye alag tha."
Yeah.
So I love Yash Dhul. Now see what happens if Salt has to keep wickets. I see why Sarfaraz must. Because if Phil Salt keeps wickets in that lineup, you're playing Warner, you're playing Salt. You want to play one of Nokia or Lungi Ngidi, and you have to play Mitch Marsh.
Mitch Marsh
or the form he's in. Now who's sitting out? Riley Russo is sitting out.
Robman Powell is sitting out.
Robman Powell is sitting out. Now your captain has a slow start. Just look at the pressure on David Warner. If Robman Powell is sitting out, Riley Russo is sitting out. So if Sarfaraz keeps wickets, then they can leave out Phil Salt to play one of those two.
Yeah.
And I think they have to play Powell.
They do that. Right.
Yeah, I think they have to play Powell for a while. Again, this is a team that will benefit from the impact player rule.
Yeah.
Because I think you can even sneak in a bowler, like especially in the beginning. Because remember, Ngidi and Ora are not starting. They're going to come after a few matches.
Ngidi and Nokia are not starting.
No,
yes.
not
I think
starting.
one game they're not.
Yeah, April 2nd, I think April 2nd is their last game, I think.
Yeah.
Their other option is, I don't know how well this Nagarkoti is playing, because he's the only bowler in that list who bats. Otherwise, whatever you do, the batting ends with Akshar.
Yeah.
If Akshar bats at 6, the batting ends at 6. If Akshar bats at 7, the batting ends at 7. So none of their bowlers bat.
None of their bowlers bat.
So,
right.
So Nagarkoti, that is why I like the idea of an impact player for them. maybe you just take out a Shaw. You won't mind it. Take a Shaw out.
While fielding.
And put in a bowler. The question is Khalil.
Yeah, the question is, no, my question is,
they made a movie on Khalil. Correct. If they made a movie on him, it's called Zakhmi Khalil.
Where is Khalil?
Correct. They've paid a lot of money for that Mukesh Kumar.
Yeah.
Who had a very good red ball season.
Very good.
I'd love to see how he is as a white ball player. He's 27, 28 years old. Big breakout season. But I'd love to see how he goes. Because if they want to play that additional batter up there, they've got Khalil, they've got Mukesh.
And Sakaria.
Then you got Sakaria, Nagarkoti, all these guys. They've got enough spinners. So overall, it's not a bad.
I like this team actually, and they're going to play Kuldeep Yadav and Akshar as your spinners. And there's a new and improved Kuldeep Yadav. You're not looking at Kuldeep Yadav.
I think he said Ponting told him, "You're playing all games. I don't care."
Yeah.
Last year, he said, "You're playing all
He
games."
needs that kind of guy.
Yeah, and Ponting is home of wrist spin. No, Australia love these attacking wrist spinners. You're going to play.
Yeah.
And he's playing. He's bowling beautifully.
And they unlocked him because what happened with the Knight Riders with him for a couple of seasons, suddenly comes to Delhi and they've unlocked his potential last year. So
He took more wickets in his first match than he took the entire last season.
Yeah.
That's what happened last year.
He's just the kind of person who needs an arm around his shoulder.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not one of those kick out the bags. Not that type.
Yeah.
Better.
I love when you do your little Punjabi impression.
Is Warner going to do TikTok videos to Punjabi songs, or is he still going to do them to Telugu songs?
That's a no-brainer. He's
point.
definitely going to go north.
Yeah, he's going to go north. He knows his audience.
He knows his audience.
He's a smart guy. He's going to do that. Ricky Ponting said in a press conference that I have reached out to Rishabh and I want him there in the dugout with me as much as possible because it is his team and we want him to believe that it's his team and having him in the dugout there. If they can figure with his rehab and his recovery, if he can come to the dugout, especially at some of the games in Delhi, I think that's going to be a big booster shot to the entire team.
I think
And to him.
Shot to him.
And him.
Yeah.
He's at that stage in life. I know I've said it 3 times on this program already, but he's at a stage in life and he just wants someone to say, put arm around his shoulder, saying, "We're there with you, we're there with you."
Yeah.
It's a celebration that he's around.
Yeah.
We can never forget that. It's a celebration that he's around. But I really hope they can make him feel wanted, get him up there.
I think just Ricky Ponting saying that in itself was such a big thing, right? It was not, I spoke with him and I wished him well. It's like, I've told him that I want him here. So we have to figure out a way to get him to Delhi because this is his team. And I think that's what differentiates the good coaches from the great coaches. And I think the good management from the great. I'm getting this feel about Delhi this year. I'm getting it. Something's happening.
You're sounding a bit soft as well. You're not sounding like Gaurav. You're certainly sounding like some emotional somebody.
I think with this entire thing, with what's happened with Rishabh, I think there's just some things just happen sometimes where you're like, could they be playing the final with Rishabh sitting there in the dugout? He can't play, but he'll be there. There's something about that which, to the cricket romantic in me, that just makes my heart tick.
To the romantic in you.
Yeah, just the romantic in me. You're right. Just makes my heart tick.
Totally.
So I'm going.
At the sign of the first train, the romantic comes up, and then you watch long enough because it won't last too long. But
I'm going. This is me.
If Rishabh Pant plays again for India soon,
Yeah.
I just want to be at the ground that day.
Yeah.
So that is why, given that hole at the top, I'm a little fingers crossed.
Okay.
I'm always fingers crossed from Delhi.
Okay. So that's you do want to go back, right? You're here for quite.
No, he's from Haryana. He's not from Delhi.
That's right. So Haryana doesn't have a team.